A pleasure to meet you, fellas. My name is Ellie from the linktr.ee. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie, and if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Twerk Ulysses, yes? That's correct. I'm not in my garb, but you know Twerk? As any regular reader of the linktr.ee would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Well, that's fun. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the inspector too will also welcome a helping hand. So Hildy's already here. The Sultan Sworn, the elite of Uldah's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Breyer, always one step ahead of us. Ms. Ellie, Twerk, a moment if you would. Right there, very good. Now face me, and you don't move an ilm. Inspector, what is it in your... What? Demasking dust, a formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counteragent that would dissolve the disguise whilst leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. Oh my goodness. Brilliant, Inspector. The Phantom Thieves pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. Even though in the last investigation he didn't really disguise himself as anybody, it seemed. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. Ah, I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Uldah, the last of the 4 relics of Belladia. I fear not. I've pored through the histories time and again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference to an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend into the righteous glare. Ooh. The legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by these 4 Belladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times has he foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strengths. All artifacts of Belladian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I have furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. The blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasure within. You have our word, milady. Demask dust that person right now. But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. Supposedly perpetrated. The Sultan Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks, and a gentleman answers. The music is so good. It's so good. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. Justice! And this must be the demasking dust that is the talk of the palace. Ah, but you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. A shame that. Bruh. Inspector Hildibrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far: the head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oh, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what of the method of killing? Conked over the head with a cudgel, gutted with a great sword, strangled with a subligar mayhap? I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of 2 more even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, milady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar turned to butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildibrand. Friends, please take this damascene dust with you. I fear we may spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. Flowers? Yes, it's all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. Yeah, sure. Just what do you think you're doing, eh? Eh? Huh? Haggard, a hag? I'm the one who put those flowers there, eh? To honor the memory of me poor boy. You dare defile his memory, eh? Eh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I swear to you on my own dear mother's name that your son's killer will be brought to justice. Justice. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Leave this place. Run away while you still can. Run far, far away. Oh? Run or he'll turn you into a zombie just like my poor, poor boy. A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Not nonsense, my boy. History, or have you not heard of the horrors of Sildi? Uldah's sibling nation against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, but I speak of far greater horrors than death. An unholy draught brewed by a Sildan alchemist, one with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers, the traitors spurn. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through, but you won't hear that from the Sultan sworn. Thal alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. The traitors spurn? I had heard stories, but I had never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing, just who are we dealing with here? A Sildan, I'm sure of it. Only a Sildan would know the recipe. But the last remnants of Silda died 4 centuries ago, you say? Yeah, or did they? They did. They did. Wait, what? He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does, but did it ever occur to you that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom, eh? Eh? Heard the tales from my own great-great-grandma I did about the 4 relics of Belladia and the powers they hold, the power to exact justice. A specter of Silda has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe, woe unto us all, have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a traitor like your father, if only you'd kept your nose out of those bloody history books, and never so much breathed the cursed name of Silda, but you did, and now we're doomed, doomed, doomed! Alright. Well, that was an experience. That bleeding Horson's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. Elazar, hey, you're bald again. The most potent hair tonic the realm has seen, that it was for all of a fortnight before my flowing locks fell out all over again. And just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quicksand, just to twift the knife, an extra ill. Who's this little lala? Mountebank, charlatan. I'll find that so-called inspector and his sorry band and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls. My goodness. My ever-loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? Indeed, as it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Belladia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Silda. The two nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Silda employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is a descendant of doomed Silda, who seeks vengeance against those who reduce his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildan statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought. A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig this statesman out of his grave yourself. Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Silda. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen sultanate. This Sildan connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Belladian relics our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Wait, yes, it's coming to me, of course. My keen investigator senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man and where might we find him? My sources identified the man as Guguria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? Yes. Gugu. Yes, if you got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. You're a little nervous there, Gugu. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the mithril eye, never blinking, all-seeing. You know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. Hildy, please. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or the patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice. Refined voice. Mummy, Lady Derilda, well met indeed. Pray tell whatever brings you to these environs this fair morning. Hi, Mummy. Oh, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. Inspector Breyer, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Gugu, we can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. Oh my, okay, all right, Derilda. But Lady Derilda, what about? Ah yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Eshdime's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? I'll say just once more, Gugu. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless, yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. I love it. Her relationship with her daughter. I love it. I love it so much. Even the stupid one. I know, how dare she refer to me like that? Accurate, but how dare. All right. I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear it from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust. The trader's spurn, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me thinking. Silda, 5 victims. The Arbiters of Truth. The Arbiters of Truth? I'm not familiar with the name. Few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ulda Silda conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. Ooh. False knowledge. False knowledge. Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? Falls balls, don't make me say no more. I've got a family to feed. Very well, just tell us one last thing. Who hired you and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship dock. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's true identities. Now don't ask me how all that works, but Hobbs got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had been all zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Mandeville art of parley has procured us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak. Well. Master Hob, is everything quite all right? No, stand back, Ellie! Huh, we have an Ellie and we have a zombie. Hunger. I hunger for your brains. Damn, there's no saving the man. Turk, do what you must. Knock him out, incapacitate him. Oh, okay. I don't actually fight him. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. Should seem we were a few moments late to the scene. A message. And then there was one. Ooh. Interesting, interesting. There it is again. Something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense, a sense that someone or something is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis, secret society or no. Knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I too had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again after. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Inspector, I'll go with her. If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know. I have thoughts. Miss Ellie, there is something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Oh no, Briar's not going to survive, is he? You never have the I must tell you something when this is all over. That's a key giveaway. Someone's about to not make it. Your life, Inspector? At Casa del Sol, yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. Aww. He likes her, she likes him, and he's not gonna survive. A secret vow? Oh, consider my interest piqued as well, good inspector. Now let's be off. Miss Phyllis awaits our report. But this is a Hildy quest line. I think he'll survive. I was worried about her and Nashu going off on their own. Miss Ellie, are you hurt? That man, I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Remind me not to get you on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in a pursuit before I could stop her. Split the party. This man wears the armor of a Sultan Sworn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. The thief of many faces, to think we would find our man like this? That doesn't make sense, though, why he would attack her. We need thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic presence, I declare this case closed. No. 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 Transat to you, Miss Phyllis. Whilst the gesture was appreciated in the end, it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case. But that still doesn't explain the shadowy figure that Nashu went chasing after. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. 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 It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. What is the meaning of this? It didn't make sense. Ingenious. A double disguise planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is good guy, one of the most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable the thief could so easily elude his grasp. And he attacked Ellie. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Ellie? Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? Ellie? No, that's impossible. Of course, it all makes perfect sense now. With the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise to the ranks of the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched a plan to... No, hold on. Hold on. Mole, the vault has been breached. The wise men's whisper, it's gone. For her foul crimes against the Sultan, I hereby declare Ellie the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces, an enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. Uh-huh. And now the game is truly afoot. Who are you? What is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? And just as we were about to make our triumphant return, isn't that so, Enkidu? The plot is thickening right now. Miss Ellie, that shadow you said you saw, I think it was just a dormouse. Ooh. To think he'd literally stumble face first and onto the second mask, his good fortune truly knows him. And I think he'd literally stumble face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. Yeah, the second mask on. But not to worry, yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. My ever-loyal associate, we must find Ellie and quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companions, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh, Miss Phyllis, I thought you had already departed in the company of your men, but all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than Hildibrand Mander. Hildy, please. Me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened and I had been chosen to fill it. Okay, but if they don't know who's who, but that means there is someone who knows. There is someone who knows. Or how else could they recruit people when they know someone's passed? The letter went on to enumerate my duties to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be in a particular unique position to serve as an arbiter. Ooh. Okay. I think what we have here, though, to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious... Historical lies. Just like our guildmaster, the Thaumaturge's Guild, said about, you know, histories written by the victors. I got thoughts here. I think, revisionist history of, you know, don't prevent the spread of historical lies, aka the truth of what actually happened. I knew that there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm until such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Phyllis, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector, over here! Nashu. The fake Nashu. Oh, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything here but a dormouse, but it was a really cute dormouse, you see. It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Torque, let's split up and canvass our surroundings. Fake shoe, not shoe. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. Set demasking dust. In the next instant, you feel an intimidating presence behind you. Mr. Clean. What is this reaction here? We went full cat boy, just like... Oh, if it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Twerk. I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it's the same for you. Oh, so your pursuit of the thief of many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn, and now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters? Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend, or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone. Myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildibrand, his dear mother would not be pleased. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say? It stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse, yeah? Curses, this one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. Ooh, Nashu's thoughts. Hildy? Dude, if Hildy just had one conversation with Nashu, I bet he'd realize it's not her. I question the Sultan sworn outside. To a man, they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? But father, what brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up, the fiend already stands among us. Inspector Breyer, should hope you're not doubting me. Well, I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy. The fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. You know? An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Twerk here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not. They should be reporting back within a bell's time. How the time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll whale my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I find it interesting that we're getting the thief's thoughts right now, but this isn't the thief. We're getting this impersonator's thoughts right now. I fear that is more than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has had only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. I mean, you don't know if Godbert was clapping them cheeks in between quest lines. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Twerk here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning my own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. That's what I'm thinking too. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Of all the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense, if he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is as good as blown. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. Ahem. I'm Amanda Manderville. Man, is this like the cat boy's like shock to throw up his hands like paws like that? I love. Hildy, doing what only a Manderville can. From the peaks of Corthus to Thanaland, Manderville. Man, you're the best, Inspector. A perfect score. You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably the true Nashu. I've never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... Oh! Genius, Inspector? Oh my goodness. Uh-huh. The charade is up, Miss Ellie. Floof powder. Hello. Miss Ellie, you look somehow different. Ooh, that smirk. Be still my heart. 7 hells done in by a muscle-bound mutthead and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie's most uncanny, and yet... Oh, it's not! Ellie's twin? Maybe? Consulting Inspector Briardy, and once again you fail to measure up to your lofty reputation? Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and eminently capable partner in crime. Oh! 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Cece? Ceci? Charmed, I'm sure. Okay. Alright. Wait. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sylvan aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find 2 sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. Yes. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, and those priceless relics was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the heart of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we would never have risen to the heights of celebrity. Miss Ceci, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing, and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Justice! 400 years ago, old Dawn dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. But the history say that it was Silda that turned their own men into zombies. The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. It was Ulda that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed Sultan Sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanaland. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Ah ha 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 ha. And just what do you mean by that? Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough, when they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Uldan vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened by assembling 4 secret relics from Baladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Silda before the Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when zombie powder rained down in Ulda. No, wait, you'll all be dead. Preposterous. Ooh. But first, you, my dear, you will not have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. I think not, Miss Ceci. Hildibrand. Face down, ass up. You idiot! Just for once, could you not get in the way? Our shadowy figure. Godbert Mandeville, I can't even trust your sorry arse to look after him for a day. Is it Mom? What? I knew it, the presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife. What? Also, I love her. Turn around, turn around. Oh, above? The frying pan! Face down. Are you kidding me? Did y'all see that? Can't be the only one that saw the sack. It might understand that you are Hildibrand's mother. Mommy Hildy is a baddie. Greg? Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet, snuff to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself to work. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. Greg, now is not the time. Greg! I was about to say, Tom, are we actually doing this? Do you have Papatos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned to a stinking corpse if you hadn't bloody noticed. You, twerk or something, was it? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. It's lovely to meet you too, Mommy. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I can come on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry arse husband here, and look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Of course, Mommy. Oh my goodness gracious. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him. He's green. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversoul rags and a phial of twice distilled water. Syncope at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry, once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive. Ouch, that smarts. Ye gads, Hilda, you're looking none too hard at yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany Twerk here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? I love her. But of course, my lady Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Scentcoats, sundries, was it? Come now, Twerk. There's work to be done. I do love Gilgamesh, by the way. I do love Greg as a character. Oversoul rags, you say? I fear that I have only a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags, unless you can offer me the same, no deal. Rare chimera membrane. Godbert's always hunting chimera. This has got to be Mombert. God, and you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Well, look what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum, funny who you meet at the markets. Mommy. Oh, muscle mommy. It's the hair, it's the eyes, it's the armor, it's the abs, it's the biceps. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to share. Avila, you absolute gem. My lady, you are far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildibrand and Twerk here, I'd still be a tag teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune, and I'm a woman who pays her debts. You're a Lannister? Bye, Mommy. Thou'll take me if that wasn't a Villa the Tempest. Ever since she confessed her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Twerk? And with that, our task here is done. Now let's find this traitor named Jest. The blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs, and you need something of mine to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traitors themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gil for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthy man. You son of a gun. And now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep. After the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Oh? Oh my, this little... Shit. But also, Arabella. I love seeing all these NPCs from earlier quests come to this one. Twerk, what a lovely surprise. Are you here for the ball, perchance? No, Hildy's dying. Heavens, the poor inspector. Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh, what say you bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy adventurers and share a dance with the cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? You? Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Provided you first provide my good friend Torque with the bottle of twice distilled water that he seeks. I love you, Arabella. So clutch. Was it Lewin in the background was nodding when she said that, and I love it. You know this man? If that is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? Thanks, asshole. I hope she steps on your toes. You don't deserve a dance with her. I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many, clearly this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Tort, let's deliver these goods while there's still time to save them. Let's go, Greg. Bloody brilliant. I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Oh, please, please, please. Now stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. But also, where's our baddie? Thal, you bloody bugger, guide my skillet. Guide my skillet. Guide my sword. Alright, that should stop it spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush what's left out of the system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Briar? The real Nashu. Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Nashu. Boy, did that nap feel good. Nashu. Yes, I'm sure it did. Twerk, word has it that Ellie's been sighted at the Sildan ruins. We must go there with all haste. I was wondering where those ruins might be. You've done well, my dear boy, today. Don't worry. I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of Ul'dah is at stake. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Twerk, my strength is yours as well, for Ul'dah and for our friend Hildy. You remind me of my husband, what with you having more muscles than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I am a warrior. No. Yes, my lady. My lady. My lady. I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Twerk. Thus said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Twerk and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends tried and true. But alas, not I, no. Only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels. But you will never be, Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Twerk could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return here to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! News team, assemble. Ye gads, what was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me, and the crystals, where are they gone? Did he primal summon? Fancy meeting you here, old friend. That voice, could it be? My faithful companion, why must you always make me wait so? Did he primal summon? Oh my goodness gracious. Ooh, the special sword. The ring. The necklace. I'm assuming the earrings. Twerk, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you as so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. And yourself with it? You can't be immune to it all, are you? So it was you. After all, consider me disappointed. Mans was in love. Oh, she's so pretty. Your sister Ceci is already in custody. Surrender now, and I will see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Ceci and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Justice! Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the Uldan dogs you would defend. Ellie, stop this madness. I'm sorry, Inspector. Nah, shoot. There's too many of them. All in a day's work for a Manderville man. Oh! His hammer is so big. He was definitely a grower, not a shower. Holy shit! Oh, Greg! Gilgamesh. I like how I'm the warrior of light, and I'm just like, y'all got this. You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildibrand's ridiculous good fortune that you even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 fulms under. Not so fast, my friend. Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can save off the effects of the traitor's spurn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Falls, balls, is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? Gilgamesh just nodded. It's a shame to lose you, twerk. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions. I guess they answered her because she's got the 4 pieces, but also... Oh my goodness. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Bugger me with the broadsword, are my eyes to be believed? That pose. No, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. They are 4 gentlemen of light. Oh my god, the animators. Just so, my good man, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? What? It was his bald head. Aye, we meet again, girl. Tell me you've got my snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head. Oh, hello there, Mr. Elazar Core. You're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. Pulling a fucking Princess Bride. I'm immune to iocane powder. I'm immune to zombie powder. When we heard that Master Zombiebrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. My god. And immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. I just love Humphrey in the background cheering. I just... fucking... I love this game. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray you abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. It's over. It's all over. Inspector Breyer, you said there was something you would tell me when all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something. Someone with whom I intend never to part. I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell, a free woman, I will be there. What say you? My boy, simping ain't easy, but someone's got to do it. I respect the game. Well, we didn't get a blur, but her lips moved. She said yes. She said yes. She said yes. Fucking Humphrey. Oh, who is this Sultan Sworn? Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspirations cast upon your ancestors. Ooh, you said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history, but know this, I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Godberg, if this is true. Respect. That's a big thing. Oh yeah, where is Enkidu? Him. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me. Gilgamesh. If you're quite done playing Cloak and Dagger, I require Twerk's presence for a matter of far greater importance. The time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Just like, come on, man. Why the long face, friend? But mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. He's got this. What could it be? The treaty blade and the true one at that? None other, and I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. But I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend? What? Intarnation? Fall be merciful. What is that abomination? Some new breed of void sent? Abomination? I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. But 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. Oh my god, and the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. Twerk, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task. And yet I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. Enkidu and I shall await you at Amtapor Keep. Just a ways from here, but what better venue for our climactic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it for me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu! To the skies! Two against one? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come twerk to Amtapor. This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. Hi, I'm here. Don't worry. I got it. I am part of the Scions. Oh, but of course, I had near forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. Please, Twerk, you are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. Oh my god. Ooh. Aww. Aww. Not. Huh, I lied again. Like a rug. Oh, I kill me. God damn it. You can take that fusty old blade for all I care. I thirst for true power, not save the strongest of swords will suffice. Warrior of light, you have proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as mine own. Till we meet again! God damn it, Greg. God dang it, Bobby. Oh, why are we bringing the prisoners with us? Why are they here? Why didn't we take them to Old Da? Why are they not locked up? Why did we bring them to a whole other, like, nation? Twerk, what news of the Primal and the Treaty Blade? Remarkable. I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildibrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship, at once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasure of lost Silda. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. And just how did you come to know these long-lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the... God, Nashu always falling asleep. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded this magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. Ah, what I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers a verdict true. Azema's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak, "Blade in hand, I swear unto you." The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Over here, friends, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, returns with tidings most triumphant. He actually found the sword. He looks like a kid in a candy shop with it. Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one this time, I swear unto you. Yes, yes, just like that, I swear unto you. Then... my word, whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Are you shitting me? Ridiculous. Hildibrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. It would seem the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it. I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon. Oh my god. Oh no! Skyward ho! Team Rocket's blasting off again. Well, I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice that shone from the treaty blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say, I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been much use to us after all. Inspector! Oh, Inspector! Wait for me! Falls balls, Hildy. First you almost died at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to God's nowhere without even giving her a kiss goodbye? I would love to kiss Hildy's mother goodbye. Oh, it appears that a case of a wanderlust has once again struck Hildibrand, as it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. So in the end, the Silden incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light. Well, the treaty blade is some six centuries old after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. Oh my goodness gracious me. The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Balladia, it was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes, it's nothing short of a dream come true. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. A gentleman to the end, the bloody bastard. Very pretty. Love all this. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye? A curious scent wafting in on the winds from a far-flung land? Do I smell a case? Fuck off. That's so good. Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged want for succor, I, Hildibrand, shall be there till we meet again. It's so good. That really needs to be a mount. Agreed. Hard agree. Wind up, gentlemen. Manderville coatee, Manderville bottoms. Most gentlemanly. Oh my god. So good. So incredible. Hildibrand will return? Oh my goodness gracious. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you. Gentlemen, we have the gentleman title out. Freaking standing.